Hi there. Hi, my name is Kim Slater. I live in Cape Town, South Africa, and I've been thinking of putting this video together for about a month now. I am finding it very difficult. It's really hard to put a video together yourself. So I really admire, I've got a lot of respect for all those people doing fantastic videos out there. What I'm wanting to talk about tonight is epilepsy. I have been epileptic since I was about 12 or 13, and I became epileptic. I was probably actually epileptic from birth, but I didn't realize it because I was having petit mal seizures, which were going pretty much unnoticed. As I got a little bit older, kind of my like 10, 11s, I remember noticing waking up early in the morning and having like little jerks happening, but didn't quite know what it was, and they went away. But at about 12, 13, I got encephalitis. And after that, about a month or two later, started to have grand mal seizures, which were far more noticeable, and that involved collapsing, unconsciousness, shaking, not a pretty sight. So nobody really wanted to talk about it. And for most of my life, I haven't actually spoken about it. There's a few people out there who are in my arena of my life who probably don't know that I'm actually epileptic, because it takes me a really long time to talk about it. I have this huge amount of embarrassment, or rather did until a month ago. And a month ago, I had a seizure. It was a breakthrough seizure because I take a lot of medication every day and have done for over 30 years. So I wasn't expecting to have a seizure because I was what I thought pretty relaxed. But there's obviously something misfiring in my brain, which is what epilepsy is. And that morning, I hurt myself quite badly. I ended up with a huge bruise on my chest, right where my heart is. And it was quite significant because that's actually what I felt, was that I'd broken my heart open. I felt very fragile, very emotional, which is so unlike me. Usually it's just like snap back into action and have a cup of tea and keep going. But I took the time to really just research epilepsy, look at there's watches out there that you can now buy that will let your family and friends know, or your immediate family and friends know that you are going to have a seizure so they can come and help you. But what ended up happening was that I ended up having a little bit of a research moment and saw some incredible TED Talks done by Brene Brown on vulnerability and shame. And I realized that I had been carrying this enormous amount of embarrassment about my health condition that I couldn't control for most of my life. And for the last month, I have just really been kind of percolating over what I'm going to do about it. And it kind of came to me in a quiet moment in the morning when I decided, you know what? I need to be part of the team that goes out there to educate people about epilepsy. It is so hidden away. It has so many stigmas attached. There's so many loaded kind of spiritual connotations about being epileptic, but it literally is just misfiring of neurons in the brain. I'm sure neurologists wouldn't like me to say it's as simple as that, because it's probably, well, it is more complex than that, but there's no weird and wonderful stories. It's literally just a human being who has no control over that system in their brain besides medication. So I want to be part of that epilepsy warrior team that are out there teaching the world how to handle an epileptic when they're having a seizure, and not end up hurting them, but rather helping them with having the right knowledge. So the Epilepsy Foundation have done an incredible job. They've got an amazing website with lots of data on there that you can give to your family and friends, especially your young children who potentially are going to have friends who have epilepsy. 1 in every 100 South Africans has epilepsy. I mean, that's an incredible number. And it just is not a spoken about illness until someone dies. And let's us rather avoid that kind of situation. My other commitment that I'm making is that the art that I sell. I do a bit of painting as one of my passions. I'm going to contribute 10% of my takings to the Epilepsy Foundation. I want to make a difference in this condition, in the education of it, and the sharing of the knowledge that is so necessary out there in the world. So I encourage you to go onto the Epilepsy Foundation website, and of course you're very welcome to have a look at my website to hear a little bit more about my story. It's not that wild, but I have traveled and I have got a child, and there's lots of happy memories. So you can live a completely normal life, as my website is testimony to. So you can have a look at that on kimslaterdesigns.co.za. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate your time and encourage you to get educated about epilepsy. It's going to be worth it because you're going to be able to help somebody maybe one day. Thank you. Good night.